Well, our port has been totally funded privately.
Okay.
We will require funding for future expansions. Some of that will come from mining companies. Some will come from like the clients. Some will likely come from economic development banks and places like that. And then some bank financing.
So how hard or easy was it to get all that arranged for the first go round?
It wasn't that difficult because we had a private investor that had significant cash on hand,
Okay.
and so it wasn't that difficult for the first round. It will be, we'll need to have contracts in hand and all the things that you need to get financing in general. So I don't think it'll be that difficult because the opportunity is there, and we'll have contracts in hand with clients for bulk handling and whatnot. And I think there's also lots of opportunity in both the railway and the containerized bulk handling for Indigenous communities, because it allows these small players into the game, and there's opportunities for green energy use on the rail, like electrified rail system, a spur line into Stewart. There's opportunities for an Indigenous group to own containers and lease them to the smaller mines that need. Like the volume of containers needed for a mine may start off small, grow, and then drop off again as the mine life goes down. So these smaller players, there's a good opportunity for Indigenous groups, and they can get various financing through government bodies and whatnot as well.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. And obviously, the federal government, provincial governments are looking for ways to advance Indigenous economic activity and get new Indigenous businesses up and running. So have you already, Brad, had some experience with Indigenous suppliers and contractors, or is this something that you're foreseeing for the future?
No, we continually work with Indigenous groups and communities. We're on Nisga'a traditional territory, and we work with them all the time. And I know the mines do as well. And I know our railway, we have a finance company working on our railway spur right now. They're looking to finance it. They're trying to partner with the different Indigenous groups and whatnot. So everybody is involved with the Indigenous groups. We want to stay involved, and we'll continue to do that.
Mike Warren, any comments on either Indigenous involvement or, from your perspective, your company's perspective, environmental factors? Any of those play in?
Yes, absolutely. That is, again, one of the big advantages of the containerized bulk handling system is it's probably the most environmentally friendly system for handling bulk, particularly mineral concentrates, where there is some toxicity involved. Being that the product is put into a sealed container, locking lid on it, it doesn't see the light of day until it's in the bottom of the ship being unloaded. So it is very, very environmentally friendly, and which I believe most First Nations embrace. That's what they're all about. They fully embrace environmental practices, and I believe that the more they learn about this method of handling materials, the more they're going to embrace that as well.
Mike, we're obviously in an election campaign now, so that's a new factor just starting this week. So do you foresee or are hoping for the political parties to focus in on some of the issues like infrastructure?
Yes, I sure am. I believe it should be a hot topic. There's a lot of jobs to be created. It opens up the economy. It sets the tone for future economic benefits. As you may or may not know, Tony, we're entering into what's being referred to as a super cycle in the mining industry.
Right.
We typically go through a cycle every decade. Well, this one, I haven't seen anything like it. The number of mining projects that I'm following right now that are being proposed and developed is just really, really incredible.
We'll be right back after these messages. Please stay with us.